Check one, one, two. Check one, two. Check one, one. Check one, two.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والصلاة والسلام على نبيه الأمين صاحب السمو الشيخ الدكتور سلطان بن محمد القاسمي، عضو المجلس الأعلى حاكم الشارقة حفظه الله، أصحاب السعادة، الحضور الكريم، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بداية اسمحوا لي يا صاحب السمو أن أتقدم إليكم بخالص الشكر والعرفان لدعمكم الدائم لمركز إكرم الشارقة ولجهودكم البارزة في حفظ وصيانة التراث العربي والعالمي، ونقدر عاليا تشريفكم ورعايتكم لأعمال هذا المؤتمر، مما يشكل حافزا لنا جميعا من جهات محلية ودولية ومنظمات عالمية معنية بالتراث للعمل بيد واحدة وصولا إلى مخرجات ترتقي إلى الطموح والتطلعات المنشودة. الكلمة الآن لمدير عام منظمة الإكرام دكتور ويبر ندورو، فليتفضل مشكورا. دكتور ويبر.
Your Highness Sheikh Dr. Sultan bin Mohammed Al Qasim, the member of the Supreme Court and ruler of Sharjah, distinguished participants and partners, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends, Salam alaikum. I just want to start by I'm not so sure I'm the right person to welcome Your Highness here, because this is your home, this is your place. But anyway, as the director of ICROM, I welcome you to this event, which has been organized together with our distinguished partners from the University of Oxford, from the Art Jamal Foundation, and the Global Heritage Fund. This important gathering is very significant in the sense that it looks at the protection of our heritage, particularly with an emphasis on digital heritage and the way we manage cultural heritage. I would like to, at this stage, also emphasize, as part of ICROM, and recognize the role of His Highness for what you have done, not just for this region, but for ICROM and its member state. As you recall, ICROM has got 137 member states. And the work which Your Highness has started in Sharjah very much emphasizes the importance of heritage, particularly heritage as an asset for economic development. This is something which is emphasized by the Sustainable Development Goals of the UN. And of course, we also know that in some regions, heritage is a target by people who want to destroy our identities, who want to make sure that we don't celebrate our heritage. And again, Your Highness, you have come to the rescue. You have helped ICROM to develop programs which will ensure that heritage is protected, even during the times of crisis. So I cannot overemphasize the fact that your role in establishing this office for ICROM has led to many, many benefits to the region. For example, we have just come back from Morocco, where we had a heritage seminar, which again, your generosity enabled this to happen. And from Morocco, we have a thank you letter, which is supposed to be given to you, which basically emphasizes, Your Highness, the role you have played in making sure that this, I think, the heritage is protected all over the world. Let me again end with thanking the partners for making sure that this seminar, which, as I have indicated, documentation is very central to what we do. In fact, I would actually describe later on that documentation is basically heritage management. Without it, we cannot do anything. It is the basis of that. And the fact that now we have the technology to do that, I think we should celebrate that. And I look forward to the deliberations of this seminar. Thank you so much, and thank you, Your Highness. Here is
Your Highness, Your Excellency, distinguished guests and speakers, ladies and gentlemen, Salam Alaikum. I'm honored to welcome you to the 4th edition of Protecting the Past, the international conference and workshop series organized by the Endangered Archaeology of the Middle East and North Africa EMINA project at the University of Oxford in collaboration with partners in the field of cultural heritage. My name is Bijan Rohani, Senior Research Associate at EMINA Project, University of Oxford. For this year's edition of Protecting the Past, we are honored to be working with our wonderful hosts, ICROM Athar Regional Conservation Center in Sharjah, as well as with Global Heritage Fund and Art Jamil. I should also acknowledge the generous support of Abu Dhabi Department of Culture and Tourism, DCT, Barakat Trust, and Bonsai Agency, without whom this event could not have been organized. On behalf of the organizing committee of the Protecting the Past conference, I would like to briefly introduce the conference and its themes. Since 2015, Protecting the Past has been held annually in Amman, Suleymaniye, and Tunis before coming to Sharjah for its 2018 edition. The purpose of protecting the past is to move beyond describing the threats facing the cultural heritage in the Middle East and North Africa region and focus on understanding them through new approaches for heritage protection. Protecting the Past 2018 in Sharjah will explore how digital documentation is becoming embedded in the heritage management practices of the MENA region. The conference is showcasing some of the most recent and groundbreaking digital documentation projects in the region that are using new technologies, including remote sensing, 3D, and mobile applications to document endangered cultural heritage. Over the next 3 days, papers and roundtable discussions will address 5 main themes. First, digital documentation as a tool for risk preparedness and prevention. Second, digital documentation in the context of post-disaster heritage recovery. Third, new technologies such as remote sensing, 3D modeling, drone photography, mobile tools, and their role in heritage management practice. Fourth, capacity building in MENA region. And finally, the perspective of cultural heritage donors vis-à-vis digital documentation projects. This special session of Protecting the Past brings together the representatives of cultural heritage funders, including the Arcadia Fund, the British Council's Cultural Protection Fund, the International Alliance for the Protection of Heritage in Conflict Areas, or ALIF Fund, and Abu Dhabi Department of Culture and Tourism to discuss donor priorities in funding cultural heritage documentation projects in the MENA region. As Protecting the Past organizers, our vision is to come together and provide solutions and best practices for heritage documentation and preservation in the region and beyond it in the coming years. To conclude, I should like to thank all of my colleagues in the organizing committee, Dr. Zaki Aslan, Ikram Athar, Dr. Michael Fradley, Oxford, Nada Hosking, Global Heritage Fund, Dr. Julian Nicholas, University of Leicester, George Richards, Art Jamil, Shirin Sahuri, Ikram Athar, Dr. Letty Ten Herkel, University of Oxford, Dr. Andrea Zerbini, Oxford CBRL, for their help and support to organize this wonderful event under your patronage. Once again, I should also thank our host organization, Ikram Athar, and our partners and sponsors. I wish you a very fruitful conference and a series of constructive distractions. Thank you very much.
الحضور الكريم، نرحب بكم جميعا في هذه البقعة الصغيرة من عالمنا الكبير التي تشع علما ومعرفة وتزهو بسلطانها راعي المعرفة وحامي التراث وملهم الإبداع والتميز في رحاب الشارقة في عاصمة العالم للكتاب وعاصمة الثقافة العربية والإسلامية ومنارة لتراثنا وحضارتنا. الماضي هو هوية وتاريخ وأساس الحاضر الذي نبني عليه مستقبل أوطاننا وأبنائنا ونضمن به وجودنا واستمرارنا، فحمايته مسؤوليتنا جميعا وتوثيقه مرتكز رئيسي للتصدي لما يهدد كنيزه. ومؤتمر حماية الماضي 2018 الذي يحمل عنوان من التوثيق الرقمي إلى إدارة التراث في منطقة الشرق الأوسط وشمال إفريقيا يجمع اليوم أكثر من 50 متحدث إقليمي ودولي من دول عدة على هم واحد، هو التراث وحمايته في العصر الحديث باستخدام أدوات هذا العصر وتطوراته التقنية. الجمع الكريم، إننا نؤكد من خلال هذا المؤتمر حرصنا جميعا على وضع الأدوات والآليات التي تساهم في حماية مواقع التراث الثقافي والتصدي لتهديداته، ووضع البرامج التي تسهل التواصل بين المجموعات المختلفة وتعزز فهم القضايا وأهميتها وصولا إلى تسهيل الفرص للجهات المعنية نحو صياغة استراتيجيات تهدف إلى الحفاظ على هذه المواقع وتطوير شراكات طويلة الأمد في هذه المنطقة من العالم. الإخوة الأعزاء، في هذا العام أقمنا العديد من الفعاليات الثقافية والفكرية الهادفة لتفعيل استراتيجيات حفظ التراث في المنطقة العربية. فتحت رعاية صاحب السمو كان هناك الملتقى الثقافي للتراث في بداية هذا العام بالتعاون مع معهد الشارقة للتراث، وبعدها أنشأنا جائزة ممارسات الحفظ للتراث، والتي شارك فيها نخبة من أهم المختصين في تحكيم هذه الجائزة، والتي أعطيت لمدينة بيت ساحور في فلسطين في العام الفائت. وأيضا أقمنا بالتعاون مع معهد الشارقة للتراث تعاونا لترميمات في قلب الشارقة، وهذا برج المدفع الذي قمنا بتدعيمه إنشائيا. وأيضا هناك المشروع المتاحف المجتمعية في غرب السودان، والذي ساعدنا به أيضا المجلس الثقافي البريطاني لإعطاء البعد المجتمعي وأهميته في تفعيل الثقافة والتعليم والتربية للنشء الصغير. فهذه بعض الصور من متحف درمان، وهناك أيضا متحف شيكان في دارفور، وآسف في كردفان، ومتحف نيالا في دارفور. وأيضا نحن على شراكة مع منظمة اليونسكو في عمل كبير، وهو ترميم المسجد النوري ومئذنته الحدباء، الذي سنقوم بتدارس الوسائل والتقنيات الأساسية للحفاظ على هذا الرمز الهام لهذه المدينة العريقة. وأيضا هناك برنامج الماجستير، والذي أقمنا بإعداده بالشراكة مع جامعة الشارقة، ونحن نأمل بأن يبتدئ هذا البرنامج إن شاء الله في سبتمبر القادم. والآن أترككم مع عرض لفيلم صغير أيضا لأنشطتنا الأخيرة. ونستمر في التعلم من النبي. مرة أخرى نتوجه إليكم بخالص الشكر لتشريفكم وحضوركم أعمال المؤتمر الذي نتمنى أن تجدوا به كل الفائدة والخروج منه ببرامج عملية تنفيذية تحقق أهدافها. والشكر موصول. Please allow me to welcome Professor Robert Bewley from Oxford University, followed by Mr.
Good morning. Poster here protecting the past of all the both partners and supporters. But I would like to thank the organisers, because I do know just how much time and effort goes into organising a conference. English. My one regret in life is that I never learned Arabic, and I should have started 40 years ago, and I didn't, and I'm now too old, I think, probably to learn. You could think about why we're doing what we're doing, but he's already said the word identity, and probably the last generation that has the time and the ability to do the documentation. What we're doing in the endangered archaeology in the Middle East and North Africa project. You can see who our sponsors and funders are. The two main funders are the Arcadia Foundation and the Cultural Protection Fund. The training that we've done, which is going very, very well indeed, would not have happened. Where Ross Burns was monitoring at the height of the war there, and it's still going on there as well. And what we are doing, as I say here, is a voyage of discovery. As we use is to use as much existing knowledge as we can. We don't want to duplicate, so we use satellite imagery through Google Earth and Bing Maps is how we get most of our information. But here, bottom, what is that, bottom left to you as you're looking at it, you can do from a satellite image or an aerial photograph. Visiting on the ground is really important, but you need the information. And we have created a database, set up the office, set up the desk, and at 4 o'clock that day, a member of staff, who shall remain nameless, had 1,000 records in it, stretching from, in this case, Morocco to Iran. Mauritania is included in it. We need to do some work on that. So it's a very ambitious project. But as the project has developed, is create digital national inventories. So historic environment records, HERS as we call them in the UK, I think that's something we should do. It can't happen without training, so the training work we're doing through the Cultural Protection Fund is really important. We're halfway through that project, and already we've trained over 70 heritage professionals. There's a training course going on as we speak in Beirut in Lebanon, and there's more training. We've just been planning over 170 professionals will have been trained. Monitoring, we have to keep up the monitoring. Finding the sites is one thing, assessing the threats is another, but you've got to keep monitoring it. It's under change constantly. And here we are just on a training course. This is in the Amman International Hotel in... And thank you, that's all I need to say. Thank you very much. We want to know what you think of it. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Art Jamil, to those of you who don't know us. Touch on our work in digital documentation, and also ask the question about how can digital documentation of heritage not only increase our understanding and our ability to protect much as traditional arts and crafts. Art Jamil is an organization based here in the UAE, in Dubai, and also in Saudi Arabia, in Jeddah, and we focus on a range of different fields, including learning, educational programs, heritage, contemporary arts, and our model is collaborative. We work with major international intergovernmental organizations and grassroots local community-led organizations, especially in the Middle East. Inviting you here to join for dinner, the gala dinner, tomorrow evening, and for a tour of the new center. At the heart of what we do in Heritage are a network of institutes that we have established to promote the preservation and revival of traditional arts in 2009. We have one in the old town of Jeddah, Al-Balad, which we opened in 2015, and we're building a third one in Scotland at the minute. Those institutions teach traditional crafts in partnership with the Prince's Foundation School of Traditional Arts in the UK, the Prince of Wales's Foundation. This is a photograph of brass work done at our institute in Cairo. Here we just introduced glass blowing. There are only 2 glass blowers in Old Cairo still today, and we're working with them to revive this craft and keep it alive, take it to the next generation. We work inside and then revive the crafts that would allow for further reconstruction and maintenance of those centers. Again, this is in Cairo. Similarly, in Jeddah, and this is a looping video of the street in Al-Balad, and it shows the state of disrepair, of neglect of many of the Jeddah, which again focuses on the local crafts of that city. So here's mangur, this interlaced woodwork that's used to build the great rawashin of Jeddah. The one on the right is one that is more relevant to us today, is how can we integrate that then with digital documentation techniques? So starting in 2000, here they are in the Shafi'i Mosque, the oldest mosque in Jeddah, documenting the mihrab. And the idea, what we have achieved is then to build, of course, and we would have our students climbing up ladders and taking rubbings on gypsum panels in order to decide. This is imagery from a more recent project just in October. I was in Al-Ula in northern Saudi Arabia, again training students in these techniques. In this case, to document petroglyphs. This is a rock in what's called the Library of the Lihyan in Al-Ikma, Jabal Ikma. Again, building these three-dimensional models to understand the petroglyphs more clearly. And it's a relatively understudied area of Saudi Arabia. But the purpose, again, is to integrate that then with the revival of traditional crafts in that part of very rural northern Saudi Arabia. You'll hear over the next few days a bit more about different projects. Christopher Turner from the Victoria and Albert Museum will speak about a project that we've collaborated on with the V&A in Iraq, working with the Yazidi community to digitally document cultural heritage destruction. You'll also hear more about this project in Al-Ula from our partners at the Factum Foundation for Digital Technology and Conservation. But I just wanted to end today by raising the question, perhaps for the course of the next few days, about how we can look more holistically about the role of digital documentation in cultural heritage preservation beyond simply the documentation of monuments. Thank you.
Stefan? Yes. Okay. Your Highness, Excellencies, distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues and friends. On behalf of Global Heritage Fund, I would like to thank you all for attending the 4th Protecting the Past conference. I would like to thank Ikram Attar for hosting this important gathering here in Sharjah. I am most grateful to the conference organizers and partners, the team at the Endangered Archaeology in the Middle East and North Africa at Oxford, as well as Art Jamil, who co-organized this event, and our partner, the Abu Dhabi Department of Culture and Tourism, Bonsai Agency, and the J.M. Kaplan Fund for their sponsorship. It is a great honor for me to welcome this distinguished audience today to address the challenges facing cultural heritage in the MENA region. Global Heritage Fund is a US-based NGO with subsidiaries in the United Kingdom and in Hong Kong. We approach our work around the world through a replicable methodology that integrates planning, conservation, community development, and partnerships. Through our projects, we have developed partnerships with hundreds of stakeholders, ranging from academic institutions to cultural ministries and development agencies, associations, private sector companies, and most importantly, local communities. Since our founding in 2002, we have invested in excess of $40 million in direct project funding and leveraged another $50 million plus in in-country co-funding at 28 projects in 19 countries. The lessons we have learned through our initiatives have been instrumental in our growth and development as an organization. Today, our primary objective is the sustainable preservation of significant and endangered cultural heritage sites in regions of economic need. What we mean by sustainable preservation is the preservation of sites through the involvement of community members, the development of local skills, capacity building, and identification and development of cultural, economic, and social opportunities. We believe that working in this fashion empowers stakeholders at the local level to become stewards of heritage and protectors long after we have completed our work. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, cultural heritage faces constant threat and danger from a variety of sources, ranging from environmental calamities, climate change, indiscriminate development, agricultural activities, overvisitation, terrorism, and conflict. The threat is painfully acute in the MENA region, where heritage custodians and culturally minded citizens can benefit from more access to funding, to training and capacity building for enhanced documentation and management of cultural heritage. Amal in Heritage, the emergency management program Global Heritage Fund developed in partnership with many leading organizations, including ICRAM, the Arab Regional Center for World Heritage, the Prince Claus Fund, ICOMOS, and now recently EA MENA, is designed to prepare community members on how to safely and reliably respond and seek recovery from damage caused to historic sites, buildings, and artifacts. We believe that the most efficient contributions an organization like ours can make is to empower professionals like you to dedicate your career to the protecting heritage assets while addressing local community needs. Here with us today is Dr. Salima Naji, who is working to make cultural heritage a driver of regional development in the Anti-Atlas region of Morocco. You will hear more about her project and her initiatives throughout the conference. Supporting her work means that GHF is helping to develop skills in documentation, traditional building practices, hospitality, terroir, and the development of artisanal products. We want to ensure that the success of her efforts enhance local community resilience and adaptation to climate change while providing long-lasting economic, social, and cultural benefits to disenfranchised local communities. Ladies and gentlemen, we believe this conference and the work that EA MENA is leading in the region is an important place to start. By bringing together so many impactful organizations and individuals representing both funders and practitioners, Protecting the Past is fostering truly global partnerships that will be instrumental to safeguarding the fragile and endangered heritage of the Middle East and North Africa. Documentation and management of heritage are critical factors in sustainable preservation and need to be approached in a way that is both effective and implementable in diverse environments amongst diverse people and with people with diverse capacity. EA MENA, ICRAM, Global Heritage Fund are leading this fight. And our emergency management program for cultural heritage is designed to prepare community members on how to safely and reliably respond and seek recovery from damage caused to historic sites, buildings, and artifacts. By focusing on documentation and management as key factors for heritage protection, and by providing a platform for regional and international experts and communities to come together and share knowledge, this conference is an ideal space for the dissemination of the most up-to-date best practices in the field and enhancing solutions for the documentation and protection of heritage. These are welcome developments, and we at Global Heritage Fund are proud to support this event, its attendees, and the furtherance of our collective goals. Thank you.
أصحاب السمو، أصحاب المعالي، الحضور الكريم, Your Highness, Your Excellencies, and esteemed guests, Assalamu alaikum. Please do forgive me. Unlike Dr. Robert, I have studied Arabic most of my life, but I still did prepare my presentation in English. It is the language I'm used to working in within a multicultural team. Before I begin, I would like to thank His Highness Dr. Sheikh Sultan bin Mohammed Al-Qasimi, Supreme Council Member and ruler of Sharjah, and the government of Sharjah for the unwavering interest in and patronage of culture and the arts, and of course for hosting this timely and important conference today. I would also like to thank the organizing committee, namely Ikram Athar, Yamina, the Global Heritage Fund, and Art Jamil for making this event possible. My name is Randa Omar bin Haidar, and I'm here today on behalf of the Abu Dhabi Department of Culture and Tourism to introduce our organization, its mandate, and important works in progress. Also in attendance with me is my colleague, Dr. Richard Cutler from the Historic Environments Department, who is working on the Abu Dhabi Historic Environments Record System and will be speaking about it on tomorrow's panel titled Donor's Perspective. The Department of Culture and Tourism works towards the establishment of the Emirate of Abu Dhabi as a destination of distinction. Sorry, can you help? When it comes to culture as well as leisure. The work of the department is designed to advance the goals and programs, thank you, of the Abu Dhabi Plan, a strategic blueprint that has been designed to guide the Emirate of Abu Dhabi's growth and development. The department's cultural mandate is 1. To preserve and protect Abu Dhabi's cultural heritage by formulating adequate policies, regulations, and mechanisms, by defining the parameters for the identification, protection, conservation, rehabilitation, presentation, promotion, and management of cultural sites, by conducting a full inventory of collections held by Abu Dhabi's entities towards establishing the Emirates' permanent collection. 2. To strengthen national pride and cultural awareness by developing a comprehensive program to weave art and heritage disciplines into the education curriculum through the research, documentation, publishing, and promotion of intangible heritage, through capacity building programs that train and develop UAE nationals in the specialized fields of the culture sector. 3. To increase engagement with Abu Dhabi's culture scene by creating a dynamic scene and public engagement programs, enhancing reading through libraries, and creating and implementing artistic platforms. In December 2016, Abu Dhabi hosted a conference on behalf of the UAE to bring together public, private, and non-governmental institutions to commit to protecting and preserving the endangered cultural heritage of the Arab world, particularly in times of war, unrest, and terrorism. 13 heads of government, the Director General of UNESCO, 25 other state representatives, and more than 400 participants attended. Led by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed Al Nahyan, Crown Prince of Abu Dhabi and Deputy Supreme Commander of the UAE Armed Forces, and French President at the time, François Hollande, the fund resulted in the creation of the Abu Dhabi Declaration, which also resulted in an international network of safe havens for endangered cultural property. This in turn led to the founding of ALIF in March 2017, acronym for the International Alliance for the Protection of Heritage in Conflict Areas, where the department's chairman, His Excellency Mohammed Al Mubarak, sits as a permanent founding member on the board as the representative of the UAE. Protecting the past involves more than managing regional conflict damage, which is why today we are also working on the protection and management of cultural heritage for the Emirate of Abu Dhabi by establishing a register of cultural heritage to be called the Abu Dhabi Historic Environment Record, And this is what my colleague, Dr. Richard, will discuss in further detail at tomorrow's panel. Alongside the project, the department is also implementing a national register for all movable cultural heritage. All these efforts are working in tandem to ensure a seamless integrated plan to document and protect the heritage of the Emirate. Conferences such as this one are an invaluable platform for the department. They allow us to have a wider conversation about alignment for such registers and other important projects and commitments. They also allow us to amplify and extend our mandates to realize greater possibilities through partnerships and knowledge exchanges. They not only expand our networks, but also our ways of thinking. Once again, thank you very much.
الكلمة الآن لصاحب السمو الذي شرفنا هذا اليوم، فليتفضل مشكورا.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. اسمحوا لي أن أتكلم باللغة الإنجليزية لأن ضيوفنا جميعهم يتكلمون باللغة الإنجليزية. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm very pleased today to see how all the people gathered around one idea. So some of them, have donation, others are participating, and it means we are not alone. And I'm feeling, one day I was alone. And I'll tell you a story, which yesterday night, it reminded me to think of it. I will say the story, and then I said why I repeated it. In 1966, I was a student in Cairo University. There was only just a day left before the examination. I received a call from Sharjah saying that the old fort, they started demolishing. So I left everything and I ran to the travel agent, and took the ticket and straight to the airport. And I reached Sharjah after passing through Beirut, landed in Dubai airport, and it was 5 o'clock before the sun shine and the people start more demolishing. I sat on the rubble. I have nothing that time, no luggage, I came like that. So I sat on the rubble, waiting for the sunshine. And then I saw the bulldozer start, noisy, shovel, and I stopped. And I worked hard that day to the ruler and stopped everything. So they promised me they won't move more. So I collected all doors, windows, equipment, and I rushed to the industrial area, and I rented a shed, and I put it there. This is all took me only just maybe 7 hours, 6 hours. And then straight to the airport. And I have a ticket return from Dubai to Beirut. They said, no reservation. I said, what? But I done it. They said, no, you should do it when you are in Dubai. So what can I do now? It was 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock there. So I sat waiting for any airplane to travel. I was trying to take any airplane, take me to Athena, or any place just to cross back, because the next day I have my exam. Until 12 o'clock, midnight, I heard an airplane going from Cairo to Khartoum, and Cairo, Khartoum. So I rushed there. And I could, get a seat. And I reached Cairo before sunrise. I went straight to the examination. And yesterday night, I saw in Ramallah one of the ladies sitting on a house demolished, on the rubble, waiting. I remember myself. I'm sending her a message. I said, please, all people there who are looking after the heritage, one day I was like you, alone, but now I have all the world with me. Wait, we are coming. Message to the people in Ramallah. We are supporting them. We will stand beside them. This is what I am saying. Good work, always find good people. And I'm thanking you all, coming from all the organization, from America, from UK, and from local department here. We are happy now. We hope this happiness to be in Ramallah one day. Thank you very much.